Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. It's Brigadier Charles again. I guess tonight I'm just feeling incredibly productive, so I'm gonna film all the paint tutorial stuff. Can't work out how to pause on this video camera, which is quite frustrating. But there we go. I'll just work it all out and I'll put it all up probably in segments over the next few days. So, because I'm unable to show you the initial steps, because I've already done the basing and base coat for all the models, I'm just going to show you what I would use now. For my Flames of War stuff, I've used this. Just regular matte varnish. It's about £4 from a B&Q, which is our hardware store. And it's fantastic. It looks very thick when it goes on, and it creates an awful lot of fumes. So you have to use it outside, but it does work very well. And once it's dried up, it's great. This is the Army Painter stuff. It's not inexpensive, but it's not, you know, overpriced. Quite well, goes on alright. It's not the best, honestly. Games Workshop stuff is better than this, but Games Workshop stuff is very expensive. So before I even think about putting on the base coat, this stuff goes on the bases. So get my man, wash them up, glue them onto the bases. I usually scratch the bases first, and then this goes on. Now this is polyfiller, which is, I think this little box cost me about £7, I think, something like that. Again, hardware store, B&Q. You can get cheap brands, you can get expensive brands. As far as I've found, it doesn't make a huge difference how much you pay for it. It all does the same job. So what I do is I stick my guys onto the base, and then I just put that around them so that it hides the little raised circle that the guys are on, because I find that really frustrates me when I see that. And that just gets rid of it, maybe makes them look like they're running through a muddy field or whatever. If you want, because it is a bit of effort, it does take an extra hour or so for a platoon. If you want, because you have to do it, wait for it to dry, scratch the edges off. Have a look on YouTube, there are some great tutorial videos. If it's too much effort, which for me in the future it might well be, Battlefront do some really stunning special urban bases that you just pop your models into little slots, and they do look fantastic. So if you want a quick fix, I definitely advise going for that. Now this is my air gun. If I can remember how to open it with my hand, there we go. Now, I haven't actually used this yet, and I'm planning on using it on my tanks. Oh, sorry, I've got the focus all screwed up. There we go. So yeah, this cost me £14 for the whole kit and caboodle, and it came with a tin of propellant, because at the time it was far too much money for me to try and afford to get a compressor, so I did that. Now this is a little special something that I got, which will go with my Wood Elf army, and it's not Games Workshop. It is 28mm. It is I can't remember the name of the company that did it. It's a really fantastic little model. There's a quick look. It's very badly painted, and I'm sorry, I'll strip it down for whoever buys. But that goes fantastically with a Wood Elf army as a lone character. I can't remember the name, but it's a particular tribe for the it's well padded. It's a particular tribe for the heroes that go in. I think it's Alter, and he would just suit that perfectly. So whoever buys the Wood Elf army, if anyone does show interest, you'll get that thrown in absolutely free, and should make a nice little addition, nice little surprise. Ah, crike, my foot's a bit buggered up. But yeah, so that's the pre-painting. So wash your models, scratch bases, or just just scratch them with a little blade. Glue your models down in the kind of the positions you want them in. Put the polyfiller on. Be liberal, but be careful. Use either an old blunt thin knife, or if you've got it an art tool, one of those little crafting blades. Yeah, so get it on, shape it up as you like. Try and keep it off your models, because it can look quite bad once it's dried on there. And then leave it to dry. You'll have to scratch off around the edges of the base, and then you want a base coat, and you want to make sure it gets everywhere, because I found it so irritating sometimes when I base something up and I think it's all done, and then I get it into start painting it and I realise that half of it's still silver. So yeah, so that's the basic steps that you have to do before you can even start the joys of painting. Alright, so look up for the next video. It should be, well, right next to it, because I'm going to upload them all at the same time. Thank you very much. Good night.